Imagine stumbling across a book that's over 600 years old, filled with strange drawings of plants that don't exist, star charts that defy explanation, and a language that no one in history has ever decoded. It's not a fantasy novel, it's real, and it's called the Voynich Manuscript. Is it a medieval cipher hiding world-changing secrets? A message from extraterrestrials? Or just the most elaborate prank in history? Today, we're diving deep into one of the creepiest unsolved mysteries of all time. Buckle up, because this is going to get weird. Hit that subscribe button, and let's unravel the enigma of the Voynich Manuscript. So, what exactly is the Voynich Manuscript? Picture this, a small, unassuming book, about 240 pages long, written on vellum that's animal skin, by the way. It measures roughly 9 by 6 inches, not much bigger than a modern paperback. But what's inside is anything but ordinary. The pages are filled with handwritten text in a script that looks like no known language, alongside detailed illustrations of plants, astronomical charts, and, well, some pretty bizarre stuff we'll get to in a minute. The manuscript gets its name from Wilfred Voynich, a Polish book dealer who bought it in 1912 from a Jesuit college in Italy. But its story begins much earlier, likely in the early 1400s, based on carbon dating of the vellum, which places it between 1404 and 1438. That's right. This thing was created during the Renaissance, a time when people like Leonardo da Vinci were sketching flying machines. But unlike Leonardo's notebooks, no one has a clue what this book is trying to say. Let's break down the manuscript's contents. It's divided into sections, and each one is weirder than the last. First, there's the botanical section, with detailed drawings of plants. But here's the kicker. Most of these plants don't match any known species. Some have roots that look like claws. Others have flowers that seem almost alien. Then there's the astronomical section, with diagrams of stars, planets, and what look like zodiac signs. But they don't align perfectly with any known constellations. There's also a biological section, showing tiny human figures, mostly women bathing in strange pools connected by tubes. Yeah, it's as creepy as it sounds. And finally, there's a pharmaceutical section, with drawings of roots, leaves, and vials, like some kind of ancient recipe book. But the real mystery, the text, it's written in a flowing, cursive-like script that doesn't match any known language or writing system. It's not Latin, not Greek, not Hebrew, not even close. Some letters look familiar, but others are totally alien. And despite centuries of study, no one has cracked the code if it even is a code. Where did this thing come from? The manuscript's early history is murky, but we have some clues. Carbon dating tells us the vellum is from the early 15th century, likely from northern Italy. The first confirmed owner was Georg Barisch, a 17th century alchemist in Prague, who was obsessed with decoding it. He sent samples to scholars, hoping they could crack it, but no luck. From there, it passed to a guy named Johannes Marcus Marci, who sent it to Athanasius Kircher, a Jesuit scholar who loved puzzles. Kircher couldn't solve it either. Fast forward to the 20th century, when Wilfred Voynich stumbled across it in a chest of old books at the Villa Mondragon in Italy. He spent the rest of his life trying to decipher it, even bringing it to code breakers who cracked enemy ciphers. During World War I, no dice. After Voynich's death, the manuscript ended up at Yale University's Beinecke Rare Book Library, where it sits today, still taunting researchers. Here's where it gets spooky. Some believe the manuscript was linked to occultists or secret societies. Its history ties to alchemists and scholars obsessed with forbidden knowledge. Could it be a relic of some hidden group like the Rosicrucians or early Freemasons? Or is that just wishful thinking? Let's get to the fun part. What the heck is this thing? Over the years, people have come up with some wild theories. Let's break down the top ones. Theory 1. It's a cipher. The most popular idea is that the Voynich Manuscript is written in a secret coda cipher, designed to hide its true meaning. Maybe it's a recipe for the Philosopher's Stone, or a guide to eternal life, written by an alchemist to keep it from prying eyes. Cryptographers, including World War II codebreakers, have tried to crack it, looking for patterns or substitutions. Some have suggested it's a Polybius square or a substitution cipher. But here's the problem. The text doesn't behave like a typical cipher. It has patterns that seem too consistent, almost like a language, but no decryption method has ever worked. Theory 2. It's a lost language. What if the manuscript is written in a real but forgotten language? Some think it could be from a now extinct dialect, or a constructed language created by a scholar. The text has linguistic patterns repeating words, consistent grammar-like structures that suggest it's not just gibberish. But if it's a language, why hasn't anyone found a single match in centuries of study? Theory 3. It's a hoax. Here's a buzzkill theory. What if the whole thing is a scam? Some scholars think the manuscript was created as a fake to trick wealthy buyers, like a Renaissance con artist's masterpiece. The plants don't exist. The text might be meaningless, and the whole thing could be an elaborate joke. But here's the counter-argument. Creating 240 pages of consistent, handwritten text and intricate drawings would have taken years. Who would go to that much trouble for a prank? And why does the text have statistical patterns that mimic real languages? Theory 4. Extraterrestrial origins. Some fringe theorists claim the Voynich Manuscript is a message from aliens. The weird plants, the cosmic diagrams, the unreadable script. Could it be a record of extraterrestrial contact? The idea gained traction because the manuscript's astronomical charts don't perfectly match known constellations, and some plants look like nothing on Earth. But let's be real. There's no hard evidence for this, and it's probably more sci-fi than science. Still, it's creepy to think about. Theory 5. It's a work of art or madness. What if the manuscript isn't meant to be understood? Some suggest it's the work of a genius or a madman creating a piece of art that mimics meaning without actually having any. Maybe it's a stream of a consciousness project, like a medieval version of abstract expressionism. Or maybe the author was experiencing a mental break, pouring their visions onto the page. The problem: the manuscript is too organized for that, with clear sections and consistent writing. Each theory has its fans, but none have been proven. The manuscript has been studied by linguists, cryptographers, botanists, and even AI algorithms, and we're still nowhere close to an answer. So, why can't we crack this thing? First, the script is unique. It doesn't match any known writing system, and even modern computers struggle to find patterns that make sense. Second, the illustrations are a puzzle. The plants don't match real species, but they're drawn with such detail that they feel real. The astronomical charts are close to known systems, but off in weird ways. And those bathing figures, no one knows what they mean. Some say they're about alchemy, others say astrology, or even early microbiology. Then there's the text itself. Statistical analysis shows it has properties of a real language, like word frequency patterns similar to English or Latin, but every attempt to translate it fails. In 2017, a researcher claimed it was an abbreviated Latin shorthand, but their translation was debunked. In 2019, another claimed it was a Proto-Manx language, but that didn't hold up either. Even AI, trained on massive datasets, has come up empty. Here's the creepiest part. Some think the manuscript wants to stay a mystery. Its complexity feels almost deliberate, like it's taunting us. Could it be a test designed to reveal its secrets only to the worthy? Or is it just a 600-year-old troll job laughing at us from the past? You might be thinking, okay, it's a weird old book, so what? But the Voynich Manuscript isn't just a curiosity. It's a challenge to human ingenuity. A reminder that even in the age of AI and quantum computers, some mysteries stay out of reach. It's also a window into the past, showing us how people in the 1400s thought about science, art, and maybe even the cosmos. If we ever crack it, the manuscript could reveal lost knowledge, maybe about medicine, astronomy, or even philosophy. Or it could just be a guy in the 15th century messing with us. Either way, it's a story of obsession, with scholars, cryptographers, penned hobbyists spending their lives chasing answers. The Voynich Manuscript is like a cosmic riddle, sitting quietly in a Yale library, daring us to solve it. Is it a cipher, a language, a hoax, or something we can't even imagine? One thing's for sure, it's one of the creepiest mysteries in history, and it's not giving up its secrets anytime soon. What do you think the Voynich Manuscript is? Drop your theories in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next unsolved mystery. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, lest the manuscript gets us first.